Góðan daginn and welcome to the Project Pile. My name is Gunnhildur, I'm an Icelander, I live in Iceland, and this is my podcast thingamajig, the Project Pile, because I have projects and they are in piles that I kind of keep adding to because, hey, who needs to pay attention to finishing things? Not me. This is my podcast mostly about yarn, about knitting, crocheting, anything yarn related, anything fiber related when I do learn some of those things, because the world of fibers, it is big and it is interesting. I chat about the project that I am working on, the project that I am starting, the the very rare occasion when I do finish things, because I don't finish as fast as I would like, but I'm learning to accept the fact that I work full time, I have other hobbies, and I should not be pessimistic about the progress that I do make with my projects. The progress that I make with my projects. Words. So yeah, that was a lot of words. I also do talk quite a bit about the weather because it is interesting. Currently, it's on the line. Like, it is, it is today. It's the what day is it? The 6th of November 2021, which means that dwindling daylight, the fun time of the year when my area we lose the sun for about 3 months. It's probably gonna be in the next week or so. Yeah. Which means that we will be dwindling down to, well, on a good day that should be about 3 days, 3 hours of sunlight. Or, not sunlight, daylight. We won't be seeing the sun again until January, February. Yeah, I am well stocked on vitamin D and magnesium, so that should help. And we're doing fun stuff. So seasonal depression will hopefully not be big this year. Hopefully, but yeah. Currently we have been having rain, sleet, and snow. It is 5 minutes past 2 in the afternoon. All at the same time, it was a little bit foggy right now. I can see snow like halfway down the mountains. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna describe it. I'm gonna show you. This is currently my weather. I think it's raining currently. So let's see if I can just step. Look at it. The snow. I do not approve. It's not bad weather though, it's just annoying. So yeah, just took you to the scene of the crime. We have snow. But let's see, yeah. Hello. So as for the project I've been working on, I am actually ridiculously proud of myself. So, because the other thing that I'm also working on in November is that I'm participating in NaNo, the National Novel Writing Month. Meaning that I placed the challenge on myself to write 50,000 words in a single big story, which it's interesting. Like, I've already had almost 8,500 words on, it's day 6 today. The goal is to reach 2,000 words a day so I can have 10,000 words done, and then I'm a fifth of the way done. So weird. So I have never actually completed a story, so that's a challenge, to just get enough material to make this story. And I'm realizing that there's a lot that needs to happen that I don't know about. And it's like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and it's so much fun. It's almost like knitting, except when I knit, I have a pattern, such as the project I'm currently working on. Look at it. I can't wait to get it done. But yeah, usually when I knit or crochet, I have a pattern. I have these instructions that tell me what to do. And when I'm writing, it does remind me a lot of basically like not so much knitting, but like when you're painting a picture and you're just making a picture out, out of your head. You're just mixing colors and having fun with the canvas, and you have a vague idea what you're doing. Of course, usually before you start working with such finished project, before you start using like the oils or the acrylics or whatever medium you're working with, it is generally a really good idea to make a lot of sketches to figure out the composition, to figure out beforehand, are you going to work from light to darkness or from darkness to light, and what the color palette is going to be, tones, all the fun stuff. I don't think I've talked about painting before. Fun fact about me, I have a diploma in fine arts, which is hilarious, absolutely hilarious, but regretfully, because of the situation that I'm currently in, I haven't really been able to properly paint for depressing a long time, which is basically why I took up knitting again, because knitting is keeping me sane, and why I took up writing again, because that's also keeping me sane. So now I keep rambling, but the long-term goal is to get myself into a situation where I can actually do all three things, have the space. My problem currently is that I do not have the space to paint, because here's the thing about paint, they have fumes, and when you only have one room to work with, that fumes aren't good for you. But that is apart from the fume parts. But that is basically what writing reminds me of. It's like when you're painting. And so basically what I'm doing right now, I'm not doing the final painting, I'm doing the sketches that are gonna make it possible for me to make the final painting. So basically, keeping this chain of thinking going, I am making the pattern to make the knitted project. How many ways can I make the thingy? Words, hello. I'm supposed to be writing and I can't even think of the words. But yeah, where was I? Yes. I was talking about writing, and then I went into painting, and then I went into knitting, which is such a regular occurrence, isn't it? I'm having too much fun! So, I am, speaking of the knitting, I am so ridiculously proud of myself, because I've only had time to knit on knit nights, which now I got myself bummed out. So, the pandemic that just seems never ending, right? And how we've had it really, really good here in Iceland, like for the past months. We haven't had to like wear masks or social distance for like a long, long, long time. So cases have been spiking in Reykjavik, our capital. Well, I say Reykjavik, but it's all over the country. There's been like a lot of places. Unfortunately, I think it's just a few. It's a habit to say always like, yeah, it's Reykjavik. It's not the rest of the country. It's just Reykjavik. No. So I need to stop doing that, because that's not fair. But cases have been spiking, which means that authorities are like, yeah, we're gonna go back to listening to scientists. So as of right now, we need to be wearing masks and social distance at least a little bit. And I'm just now realizing that that might put knit nights at jeopardy again. We'll see. Probably. I mean, there's a lot of elder. The majority of the ladies who attend knit nights are 60 and over, so they are too precious to risk their health. So I want to meet them, but I don't want to put them at unnecessary risk. I don't know about that. But at least last knit night, last Thursday, it was fun. It was so energizing and just so giving. Those have been the only nights where I've been able to knit this week, because my time is going into writing the novel thingy that I'm doing. But I'm real proud of what I managed to do last Thursday, because I managed to finish the knitting of the main part of the body of the vest, and then I started on the front piece. You know, the part that goes here. And it's so funny going from knitting, you know, just in circle, to doing the back and forth. And I do think that I managed to keep my knitting tidy. After my experience with my first glasswool that I knitted with the ice yarns, what's the name of it? Oh, it's such a nice yarn. Don't know if this other one, but yeah, the first glasswool that I made, the pullover, that I will be making again with the Drops Melody. I realized that when I knit just back and forth, I have the tendency to go wrong into the stitches, which makes them, you know, I twist them. So I've been mindful of that this time, so that they, you know, they just stay the same. But I learned that. Look the same. Yes, I've learned this year. Go me. So, I mean, it's not the tidiest, like this part, but again, I am a novice. I am actually learning how to do this, and I'm really, really proud of myself. Like, not gonna lie, really, really hacking proud. I've done the decreases that are needed for the armhole here, and then I need to knit until the try not to lose the stitches, that'd be so embarrassing. Until this here length, until that is 40 centimeters, and then I will be doing the cast off for the neckline, and then knit the shoulder parts, and then when I'm done with that, I will be doing the back piece. This is so different from what I've done so far. It's like I'm learning. This is weird, but I'm learning. And it's literally just knitting, straight stitch, and casting off. And then I will be figuring out how to pick up the stitches, like here in the armhole, and then in the neckline. When I'm done with that, I will be figuring out how to pick up those stitches and doing like a small rip. I've never done that. I will be doing that for this. So, but as for like the yarn that I use in the what is this pattern called? Colors Days. Why do I not remember that name? It's brilliant. It's just, I mean, seriously, you look at something like this vest and you're like, oh yeah, I can see why they use the name. It's like, yes. But this yarn, the Drops Air, I love it. I love this yarn. It's so nice to work with. The only drawback is that my hands do tend to be really rough after, you know, the working day. So I've been drowning them in hand lotion, like thick, creamy hand lotion, just so that I'm able to pick the knitting up today. Because my hands get really rough. Like, I say really rough, but they get rough enough that they pick up at the fine threads. And as much as I love this yarn, the the feeling of the fine threads just doing that thing with my skin that I'm not gonna go into details with in case that, you know, causes something for someone watching this. It's not the nicest, but I love this yarn. It's so nice. Like, also because it's, what did they say? One of the ladies at Midnight, she knows a lot more about yarn. So, you see how it's like a tube. So it has not split. I am on skein number 2. I've had a knot in each skein so far, but a single knot isn't the biggest problem. I have not had the thread split because it's a tube. But the way that this lady said that they get the this lovely halo is because they blow the yarn. I didn't know they do that. That's how they do it? That's how they get the halo. They literally just like blow dry the hair. They blow dry the hair. They blow dry the yarn. And it's so... That is so cool. That's how they get the halo. That's how they get the soft... The process of just the making the yarn, how to work it, means so much for the finished product. And it's like... There's so much to learn. But that's so cool. But yeah, I'm not even gonna say this is all that I've got for this week because I am ridiculously proud of myself. I've learned, yeah, this I'm learning how to do this vest thing, how to do the armholes. When I'm done with the knitting back and forth, I will be doing the neckline and the shoulder things. Just, I may not be as prolific as I would prepared. However, I am staying cognizant of the fact that I'm also writing a lot these days. So that's just something that, you know, I need to be mindful of myself, be nice to myself. Wait, hang on. There are 4 skeins of yarn in this pack. I am on skein number 2. Somehow I don't think I'm gonna be, you know, needing all 4 skeins in this project. I'm doing a medium. Hang on. So I'm doing this in, you know, size medium. And according to that, I'm gonna need 200 grams. Each skein is 50 grams. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. If I have an extra skein, that's fine. I will find use for it. Interesting. Well, anyway, I do feel really good about November because I'm currently doing pretty well with the writing thing. Mainly because I don't let myself get up from the computer in the evenings until I'm done with at least the amount of words that you need, you know, yeah, that you need to write every day in order to get 50,000 at the end of the month. So every day you need to write 1,667 words, and I've been at around 1,700 and 1,800 words, so I'm doing good. Today the goal is to write at least 2,000, so I get to 10,000 words. Maybe I'll be able to knit today or during the weekend because I want to get this vest finished. I have outfits planned for this vest. I need to finish it. But also because the next project is gonna be this pullover sweater, which, funny enough, the ladies at Midnight, they do not like the knitting of, you know, when you start from the neck down. Most of them don't like because it gets like, it does get a little bit bulky, which, you know, when you're attaching the sleeves, because you start at the neck and you work yourself down, and then you work out with each individual sleeve. So you get this real nice raglan color thing. The thing is though that like when you're knitting Icelandic sweaters, you, for example, you start from the bottom up. And I don't really understand why that's less of an issue, because when you're working from the bottom up, you typically work the body, then you make the sleeves, attach them, and then you work the collar. But with a raglan, you start with the collar, you work yourself down, you finish the body, and then you end with the sleeves. They do feel just as bulky to me either way you go. It's just different. Like ending with the collar, ending with the sleeves. It's just different. But that's an interesting concept that, I mean, it's just interesting for me to hear. Because this is the next project. It's gonna be raglan sleeve. Raglan sleeve. I mean, top-down sweater. I've knitted it before with the Ice Yarns Merino Chunky. I knew I would remember it. Merino Chunky. I do like that yarn, but it's completely different from Drops Melody. I hate this sweater. But that's the next project. And as I said, I'm really happy about November because my project is going along well. It's a really simple one, but it takes time that I'm actually using to write the novel, which I'm doing well. And I have the next project lined up. My next Nathan project, so it's good. November is so far good. So I can't remember whether there was something else that I wanted to talk about. I should write these things down before I start filming. That would be a rather good idea, but considering all the other writing. But yeah, I will thank you for watching this weekend, and I'm still sane, so that's good. And I will hopefully see you next weekend. Okay, take care. Bless, bless.